it's not one size fits all, because look, we all don't learn the same. We all don't talk the same. We all don't work the same. We don't make decisions the same. So why would you think your customers would do the same thing? So we are asking them to pick, what are the things you like to do? If you love open houses, then I'm going to train you how to be the best freaking open house agent out there, how to follow up with your clients, how to be consistent with your open houses, consistent with your follow-up. But if you hate open houses, I'm not going to tell you to do them. You're not going to be good at them. But if you love cold calling, door knocking, throwing parties, social settings, doing educational events, if you love mass database, mailing, farming, whatever it is you want to do, we're going to train you. The training is not one size fits all because it depends on what you're going to be good at. I'm a social butterfly. Like if you want me to sit down and cold call all day, I'm not going to do that. I'll do it for a little period of time, but I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to cold call for 8 hours a day. As I'll do one night a week will be for my yoga group. One night a week will be for the moms at school. One night a week will be for my church. So it's different social circles. So I'm expanding my fishing net.
You're listening to the number one real estate podcast in the world, where we talk with real estate professionals all across North America about their wins, losses, lessons, and stories to help you win in your local market today. My name is Cody from Sheridan Street. I'm joined with Vikram Deal of the Real Estate Sales Academy. Vikram, what is happening? We're in the same city. This is exciting. I saw you the first time.
Actually live in my old building that I was staying in like 6 months ago in Medellin.
Yeah. And I was chatting with somebody today, and they said, are you really a nomad unless you live in Medellin? Like, are you really a nomad? It's like there's a lot of nomads, and there's a lot of white people now in Medellin, which is like kind of sad, but
take your people back.
What it is.
Hey, take your people back to your country, my friend, please.
Hey, it is what it is. What's up though, man? Like what's new in your life? What's new in business? What's happening?
Oh, just trying to get realtors to show up to appointments to help them make more money. It's kind of like, why do we have to chase you down for this bro? Like, you've done 2 sales in the last 6 months. What are you so busy doing? I don't get it. Like, it's yeah. But tonight I'm hosting a meditation group at my place, so that's exciting. Yeah,
that's exciting.
Come by 7:00.
Pop in. What time does that happen at?
I show up at like 6:45, 6:30.
Okay. I'll do my best to be there. We'll
roll up a fatty, get you nice and lit, and then we'll sit down, meditate, and go to outer space.
Sounds fun. Sounds very fun.
What are you up to, Cody?
I'm just back in Medellin. I'm enjoying life here in the warmth. I've been in Bogota for the last month and a half.
Freezing,
and it's cold there, man. It's so cold, and it's nice to be able to wear shorts and chill out on the balcony and just like enjoy, my coffee in the morning without freezing. Yeah, man. Things are good. You have no complaints. No complaints at all. But
we jump into it.
Let's hop right into it. We have somebody from Las Vegas with us, an agent that has risen to the top, 7-figure real estate business. Always exciting chatting with real estate agents that show up on time, and real estate agents that thought I'd throw that in for you.
Wow, you're salty this afternoon, Cody.
I am salty this afternoon. It's always exciting to chat with real estate agents that are really performing at a high level. And really the goal today, and the goal with all these episodes, but provide a massive amount of value back to the real estate community. Jillian, why don't you give us a cold notes version of how you got into real estate, kind of the 45-second eagle eye view of how the heck you are able to build the team you were able to build today.
Well, hi guys. Thank you for having me. I am Jillian Batchelor out of Las Vegas. I run a team called the Batchelor. Would you like it, right? My business partner, Daryl Hanna. And yeah, we have about 26 agents now. Our team does about 300 transactions, 250 million in Las Vegas, which is great, about a year. I've been in the business 20 plus years, you guys. I got in. I was in title and escrow. My mom told me to get in and become a realtor. She said the average realtor makes $18,000 a year. I thought, F that. I'm not going to make $18,000 a year. And in the first 9 months in real estate, I sold 65 homes to me at $197,000, and that was 20 plus years ago.
All right. Wow. There's a lot we can get into. So what are you doing right now with your team? So are you in production or are you out of production at this point?
So I am in production. So I close about 100 to 120 homes a year myself. So I do keep myself very busy, but I am in production. Probably will not always be in production, but yeah. So I do that, run the team, own part of a mortgage company, own part of a title company, own part of a construction company.
Okay. So let's walk through this a little bit here. What are you doing right now in this market to generate leads?
So myself and my business partner, so we are doing leads Facebook. We're doing leads through organic, meaning we are very social. We are out in the community all the time. We do community events. We're Zillow Premier agents. We've been Zillow Flex agents, Realtor.com, all the big websites, right? We're doing all that. And then we're doing a lot of traditional stuff, open houses. We're getting our signs all over the community. People know us. We're attending events. But my biggest lead source is just being social. We're out in the field. I'm with a different circle of people every single day. And that provides leads to the team. And we give our team thousands of leads, thousands a month. No shortage of leads ever, right?
Has it always been like that? Because like, I think that, like you're doing a lot right now. Like, you said like, hey, we're doing everything. And the market we're currently in is a lot different than the market we were in even a year and a half ago. Like, what are you doing with your team in order to help them convert these leads? Because like we've heard it time and time again, it's like Facebook leads don't work or Google leads, PPC isn't working for me in my market. Like, what are you doing from a team aspect in order to help your team? Not only you do transactions, but it sounds like your team's doing transactions as well. Like, what do you think is separating the people that are doing business in this market to the people not doing business in this market?
Tenacity. One word, tenacity. If you want to do business in this market, you can. Some of our agents are having their best years ever. I'm certainly having a fantastic year, maybe my second best year ever. I don't know. But it's tenacity. Get up, show up every single day. Like you said, be on time. Treat it like a business. If you were working in a casino, if you were a school teacher, if you're a police officer, and they gave you an 8-hour shift, guess what? You'd have to work that whole 8-hour shift. You wouldn't go to sleep at 2:00 because your kid called because they forgot their jacket and they want you to go take them to soccer practice. Like, you just wouldn't be able to do that. So treat it like it's a profession, which is who you should be, and be tenacious. The difference now versus 2 years ago, when it was so easy to sell real estate the last 5 years, is that you actually are going to have to call more. That's the biggest key. If you used to have to call leads 1 or 2 or maybe 3 times, set them up, show them a house, today you have to call them 8 to 12 times and you will convert that lead. It's just, you have to do more work. But you know what? It was too easy for the last 5 years. I don't care what part of the world you were in. Real estate was going up and to the right. The last 5 years, if you were breathing, you could sell homes. That's not how it is today. It's how it was 10 or 12 or 15 years ago. You're just going to have to put in the work. It's not rocket science, guys. You're just going to have to work. That's it.
We agree with you, right? We agree. Like, we're all working harder. We're all working harder. Sharon's like, yo, Vic, you got to work harder. Like, people aren't going to show up. We have 31% less inventory in the US. Toronto's down 50%, right? Transaction size went from 5 million, 5.5 million to what? $4 million. It's insane. And
Yep.
When we say you have to be more tenacious and things like that, like, we get it. And we get, you have to show up and do the work, but like, how are you? So you got a good sized team, right? You're not a small team. You're not, I don't know what a mega team is. I don't know all these terms in real estate, but you got a good chunk of people to herd around on a daily basis. How are you getting your agent to show up and do the work?
So I'll tell you this. So we run the platform, right? So we run the whole gamut. We have agents on our team that make $500,000 a year, and we have agents on our team that make maybe $90,000 a year. It all depends on their effort and what they want. But those that want to make the money, we are strongly encouraging them to get their butts in the office. It's not that you couldn't be successful from home. Look, right. But when you're at home, if FedEx man's at your door, yep. You got your dogs barking, whatever, you get too distracted. When you're in work, when you're at the office, you're more prone to do work. Plus, we have so much overflow. So we're strongly encouraging the agents to get here, and we're keeping them motivated. We do meetings every Tuesday, every Friday. We have drop-in meetings all the time that they could do. We have trainings, we have script training, we have cold calling. We're trying to really do it as a group effort because we believe that the rising tide lifts all ships. Absolutely. So we're really just being more proactive to stay on them. We didn't have to stay on them a couple of years ago as much as we do now. We're doing much more communication. We're buying into different lead sources, but we're really harping on them more so than ever and just training them and what it actually takes to be successful.
So I'm a big fan, like I'm a big proponent of showing up to the office. Like, being a nomad's really cool, but it's also really challenging. And Cody and I have talked about this when you're at home. And like you said, like my housekeeper, she talks to me throughout the whole day. I'm like, listen, lady, pretend like there's a wall here. I don't exist. And she's like, but something that, and it's really sweet, but it's a bunch of distractions throughout the day. So before 2022, were you guys encouraging your agents to come to the office, or was it not so much?
Well, we were gently encouraging them, but I'll tell you now. So it's not just encouraging them to come to the office more, we're training them way more. Even the seasoned ones, even the ones that have been in the business 10, 12, 15 years, we're
I know
them on what it takes to be successful now.
We talk to those agents every day, and the stuff that they say, it's crazy because they're doing so well, but it's like when you teach them how to say things that actually work with human psychology, it's like, oh my God, holy crap, like we don't need to work so hard. Like,
yeah. So we're retraining them. We're not just encouraging them to be in the office. We're retraining them. We're trying to do group activities to help encourage them to be more productive. We're doing national trainings, Zoom trainings, all those things. So we're doing, I would say, I venture to guess we're probably doing 300% more training than we were 5 years ago, 300% more training than we were 2 years ago. So we're training them more, we're retraining them, and we're also coaching them on different things. Every real estate market has cycles. So right now we're learning a lot of wholesaling. We're learning, we're looking into the notice of default list again, where if you were a realtor in the last 5 years, you probably didn't do a lot of wholesaling. You probably didn't do a lot of notice of default, culling. We're going through divorce sales. We're looking for the people that need to transact, because in every market, there's people that need to transact. They need to sell because they need to move for a job transfer. They need to buy because they're coming for a job transfer. They need to sell or buy because they're getting a divorce. Something. They need to transact. We're not just looking. Before, everybody was just like, oh, I want a bigger house. It might not make sense right now to buy a bigger house and pay $3,000 more a month, right? So we're looking for the people that need to transact. That's part of us retraining them on where to find those folks. We're also we're leveraging. We're doing commercial deals. We're doing wholesale. We're doing deed and liens. We're doing all kinds of different real estate that you didn't have to do before. And our agents, a lot of them didn't do those. They didn't come for those deals. So they're doing different types of flips, different type of investor deals. We're looking at wraparound mortgages. I mean, we're training our agents different things that they didn't do the last 5 or 10.
Something I'm really interested to see how when you work with your team, you mentioned that, hey, we're doing 300% more trainings, and that can be good, but it can also be, it can be difficult when you're learning new information. Is there specific thing like basics that you're training, or is this all new information that they're getting? Because what I've found is like when agents tend to hop from thing to thing to thing to thing, thinking that that's going to be the magic bullet that's going to allow them to go to the next level, when it really is no magic bullet. It's like, it's consistent basics over and over again. Like, how do you get your agents to realize that there is no magic bullet, that it is implementing the basics? And when you say you're training them, like, what are you training them on to get them the results they're looking for?
Well, the good thing is that it's not one size fits all, because look, we all don't learn the same. We all don't talk the same. We all don't work the same. We don't make decisions the same. So why would you think your customers would do the same thing? So we are asking them to pick, what are the things you like to do? If you love open houses, then I'm going to train you how to be the best freaking open house agent out there, how to follow up with your clients, how to be consistent with your open houses, consistent with your follow-up. But if you hate open houses, I'm not going to tell you to do them, and you're not going to be good at them. But if you love cold calling, door knocking, throwing parties, social settings, doing educational events, if you love, mass database, mailing, farming, whatever it is you want to do, we're going to train you. So all of our agents are doing different things. So the training is not one size fits all, because it depends on what you're going to be good at. I'm a social butterfly. Like, if you want me to sit down and cold call all day, I'm not going to do that. I'll do it for a little period of time, but I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to cold call for 8 hours a day. But I will throw a social party every single night of the week at my house. Well, what I do is I'll do one night a week will be for my yoga group. One night a week will be for the moms at school. One night a week will be for my church. So it's different social circles. So I'm expanding my fishing net, right? But I met with an agent today who, she said, what are the top 3 things that I should do? We went over the top 3 things that she should become an expert at. The rest, I want her to forget that it even exists. I don't want her doing everything, because she'll get burned out. So we're training them on what are the activities that they should do, and then let's be a freaking beast at those activities. And that's how you're going to do more.
So when agents come to me and they're like, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing a little bit, you always can tell when they don't have a process. We're doing a little bit of the social, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And they don't have any one thing that they've done consistently for any length of time to actually get good at it. And so when you said you're teaching them to not chase every shiny penny, because everything works, right? Cold calling works, door knocking works, online leads work, everything works, right? But it doesn't work for everybody. So when an agent comes to you and they got like 9 things that, like, oh, I just went to a conference, or I was listening to this podcast, and then I listened to this other podcast, and then I got it. I want to do all these things, because that's what agents want, because they think the more they do, right? The more that we're doing and spreading ourselves thin, the better the results will be. So like when you're coaching them on that, why don't you like, could you just coach the agents that are listening real quick about like why doing more is actually doing less and why doing less is doing more?
So don't try to be a jack of all trades because you're going to be a master of none. Pick one and no more than 3 things, period. You can't be an expert at more than 3 things on our team, period. So we have one guy, we call him the new home ninja. He goes and videos new homes all day, puts them online, does a whole YouTube channel on it. And he primarily sells, guess what? New homes. And he primarily sells new homes that are around $1 million. He does 10 or 12 of those a year, does 10 to $12 million in real estate, makes $300,000 to $350,000 a year by selling 10 or 12 homes because he's a new home ninja. He decided that was going to be his expert. And the second thing in his expertise was he was going to be a YouTuber. So he's increasing his YouTube following, his subscribers. He's doing these things, right? That's what his specialty is. And that doesn't mean that he wouldn't sell a condo if you called him tomorrow or a high rise, but he's the new home ninja. That's what he does. I have another girl who does 3 open houses a week. She's going to be the open house queen. When I sold those 65 homes in my first 9 months in real estate, 47 of my deals came from my new homes. My open houses, because I was the open house queen. I would door knock. I would do exactly what it is. I have another guy right now on my team who has 4 deals in escrow today that all came from online leads. He's okay to be a prospector. He wants to call him prospect. Find what you're willing to do and what you're going to be good at. And then you need to be the best person in that. So if it's open houses, online prospecting, mailing, whatever. So if I were coaching you, I would say to you, let's reverse prospect. What do you need? What do you want to make? Or what do you need to make? We're in it for the money. What type of lifestyle do you want to live? Then let's reverse engineer it. Let's go on average purchase price. Let's go over how many homes do you need to sell? Okay, how are you going to get there? Do you want to be calling? Do you want a cold call? We have another guy on the team, been here 7 days. The guy makes tons of calls every single day. And here he has his first deal in escrow. The kid's 18 years old. First home already in escrow in 7 days, but all he does is pick up the phones and calls. He doesn't do anything else.
All right.
So find what you're willing to do and be the best at it. And I will coach you on how to be the best at that specific item. And your database has got to be tight and right. And I hate when people say to me, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody from my database. You know 1 million people. It doesn't have to be real estate. One of my largest real estate deals I just closed last week, $24 million land deal that came from somebody from my neighborhood. Now, I don't live in a $24 million neighborhood. I wish I could tell you I did. It was his grandpa. So you never know where those deals are going to come from. And now that same client is looking to buy something around $100 million. Again, I don't live in a $100 million neighborhood. I live in maybe little over $1 million neighborhood. So you never know where those deals are going to come from. So get your database tight and right. That's the key for anybody. I don't care what your specialty is. If your database that is your goal. Like it's like you're a farmer. You got to have that database tight and right. Every single person you come in contact with has got to be in your database. Your groomer, your nail lady, your barber, your masseuse, your kid's teacher, your jujitsu coach, whatever. Everybody needs to be in your database.
Now, when they're in your database, like how do you coach your team in order to nurture them? Because like, let's be real. The vast majority of real estate agents don't want to nurture people. Like a vast majority of agents right now are searching for now business. But when you talk about database, maybe talk to the agents listening as if you were talking to your agents, that this is my expectation as a team lead. If you want to be on this team, you need to do X, Y, and Z. What is that? What is X, Y, and Z?
So not only does everybody have to be in your database, here's one thing I don't want. And some other big real estate agents out there might disagree. I don't want everything you send to your database to be business. I don't want it all to be business because that's boring. I want there to be business. Yeah. So we do a monthly newsletter. We're going to give you some real estate stats. We're going to show you the new hot properties that are listed, the deal of the day. All that's great. My team is going to do that for you. My social media department is going to do that for you. But I also want there to be some personal things and some things about the city and some fun things. I want people to see that I'm a big personality, you guys, and character. I want you to see that. So send some things out there, like what are the new hottest sports teams coming to Vegas, concerts coming to Vegas. Do some things of value. Hey, this is your favorite restaurant of the week. This is the best nail tech out there. And then tell a funny story. Tell about how you were walking your dog down the street the other day and your dog took off to go sniff another dog's butt and you fell. Like just something with character, something funny that people will be like, oh, they have personality. I don't want you to be business. If all you just throw up on me business, I'm going to get bored, right? I want to see something funny. Because you know why? People use who they know, like, and trust. I have to like you. That's number one, right? I have to know, like, and trust you. So if I like you, I'm going to use you. The people that are all business all the time, oh, I've been in business 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, such and such and such. That's boring. I'm glad that you're an expert. Our team's an expert. But here is beyond that. So their database, I want you to do something. I want you to educate them. I want you to entertain them. And then if you have social media, that goes hand in hand with your database. I want you on your social media. And again, somebody might slaughter me. We have business pages, but business pages are boring.
No,
I want the people you know.
Pages.
No, I want the people you know to be on your personal page because I want them to see that you're a mother. I have 3 kids. I want them to see, that I'm a philanthropist and I'm donating to my community. I want them to see that I'm on a date night. I want them to also see that I sold, $20 million of real estate last week or whatever it is. But I want them to see that on the weekend, I'm taking my kids to the sports park. I want them to know, like, and trust me.
You're a human. You're a human.
Yep. And connect with me. And then the other thing with social media is you got to connect with them too. If you see your clients having an anniversary, send them an anniversary card. Make them see that you're more than just a realtor. Don't ask for business when you do that. So,
oh gosh,
social media is key.
The asking for business. Every realtor, the first thing. I don't know why people don't pick up my call anymore. What do you say to them? Hey, what's going on? How's it going? And then the minute they ask you how's life, you're like, oh yeah, life's great. Business is making awesome. By the way, do you have anybody who you could that's looking? Do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell any real estate that you could refer me to? Oh yeah, we'll think about it. Click. Never hear back from. So I have a quick question. So I have a lot of people that come to me and say, hey, Vikram, we love doing open houses, but we personally don't have any listings. Our company doesn't have a lot of listings, or our team doesn't have a lot of listings. I was a big fan of just calling everybody. I would just go into the MLS. I would find, the houses or the neighborhoods I wanted to get in, and I would just call the agents and tell them what I did. And I got a lot of no's, but I also got a lot of really great yeses. When you guys probably, it sounds like at this point, you don't have a lot of problems getting listings. So your team probably has that opportunity to do it. But when you're new and you're doing open houses 2 to 3 a week, where did you find those?
Well, that's a 2-part answer, if you don't mind. And again, you might not love my answer, but the first thing that you said that I would tell a new agent that I heard that was wrong in that statement, and this is a huge lesson. If there's anything anyone takes from this podcast, please take this from the podcast. The most important thing I'm going to say: proximity is everything, 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 everything. If you're at a company or a team or something and they don't have what you need to be around people. And if you truly want to look at this as you want to be like the best real estate agent, the best doctor, the best lawyer, I don't care what business you're in, right? Get around people that are going to mentor you. Get around the people that are doing 10 times better than you ever want to do, because then you will do better. So proximity is key, number one. So if you're somewhere where they don't have that, you need to get around beast real estate agents, people that are going to teach you good habits, you're going to learn from, you're going to learn the marketing, you're going to learn their tactics. So that's number one. Proximity. Get close to those doing a million times better than you. I have a mentor. Her team did 800 transactions last year. Right now in Las Vegas, I'm the number one woman in real estate. So I had to find a mentor that was out of Las Vegas. She's like the number one woman in Utah, because I want to do better, right? So that's number one. But to specifically answer your question, yes, call everybody. You guys, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. If I needed a listing and somebody didn't have it, I wouldn't be afraid. This is good prospecting. You're just getting your practice on realtors instead of sellers and buyers. Start calling every realtor out there and say, can I do an open house on your house? I get hit up all the time. Call, email, text. People ask me all the time. And if my agents aren't doing it, sure, no skin off my back, do the open house. Now, if that doesn't work, call them for sale by owners. You guys ready for a little bomb I'm going to drop right here? Call it for sale by owner. Tell it for sale by owner. Mr. or sale by owner. I'm not trying to list your home. I'm not. I don't even want to list your home. I don't want it. Well, what I do want to do is I do want to help you qualify buyers that might be interested. And because I have good marketing techniques and channels and experience, Mr. Seller, would you mind if I held an open house in your home? You don't have to have a contract with me at all. Just tell me this. If I sell your home, Mr. Seller, would you be willing to pay me a commission as the buyer? No, for sale owner is going to say, no, I don't want you to sell my home. I mean, maybe there's a few, but probably unlikely, right? Because you would tell Mr. Seller, you would say, Mr. Seller, all you need is one buyer for you. But I want to qualify those and make sure they're actually a good formidable buyer for your property. And if they're not going to buy your property anyways. So wouldn't you rather they go to somebody like me who can help them become a homeowner? So there's another way. Go to Zillow, Make You Move. There's a whole tab called Make Me Move. Contact those people. Say, hey, how would you feel about me doing an open house at your house? It might just get you more traction, Mr. Seller, but I don't want your listing. Now, the odds are, if you keep a good relationship with them and they don't sell their home, they're eventually going to list with you. But you've already told them, I don't want your listing. just to disarm them.
So good. Oh my gosh. Jillian's rocking it. Where can people find you, Social Butterfly? What's your main platform? Don't just the main one. Where can people, if they want to send you a referral, maybe join your team, where can people find you?
I'm just Instagram and Facebook, those two, they're connected. Okay. I'm Jillian Batchelor, and it's Batchelor with a T. So BATCHELOR, and Jillian Batchelor. Come and find me if you guys want to connect with me. I'll tell you this, if I can tell you one thing really quick.
Yeah.
When I was telling you guys in the very beginning that I got started, and I was actually in the title and escrow business, but I was in title and escrow from 18 to 20 years old. And when I was working in the escrow company, I was making about $50,000 a year, which is a ton of money for a 20-year-old. And my mom told me, come and get in real estate, but the average realtor makes $18,000 a year. And I thought, why would I leave my $50,000 a year job with stock options and 401k and paid time off for an $18,000 a year job? So I finally decided to do it because I was like, I'm going to bet on myself. And like I told you guys, that next 9 months, I got my license March 1st. So the 9 months I worked in real estate, I made $197,000 and sold 65 homes. Now there was no 100% companies. You were on a split. I got 60% of all my commissions. So you could tell how much real estate I had to sell. And the average price of a home back then, the median price of a home was $157,000. But I'll tell you why, because a lot of people like to understand why that happened. And I was Rookie of the Year and I got all these awards. It was because I bet on myself. And with real estate, and some people are going to love this or hate this, but I'm going to be very direct. It's a self-generated business. So if you fail, it's your fault. If you succeed, it's your fault.
Sure.
You are the one that owns your life. Real estate, if you want to make $10 million a year, you can make $10 million a year. But if you want to make $10 a year, you can make $10 a year too. And this was back in the day, you guys. This is when we didn't even fax offers yet. We were just starting to fax offers. We had carbon copy offers, you guys. There was no DocuSign. There was no AuthentiSign. We did the yellow, the pink, the white copy. MLS was still in a book. There were no iPhones. There was no Facebook. You guys, it's here now to do so much more business. Okay, this is crazy. I had a Nokia.
It's so much easier for those who are willing to do the work. Yeah,
it is. So I just tell people that because I want them to know that if I could do it at 20 years old, where none of my friends were buying homes, I didn't have a big social circle yet, and I had a Nokia flip phone, and we were faxing offers, carbon copy. If I could sell 65 homes in 9 months, you guys, it's just hard work.
Jillian, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for dropping so much knowledge. There's a ton of practical and tactical tips and things that you can do in your real estate business in order to win in your local market today. Jillian, I want to say thank you. I encourage anyone listening back to the podcast on iTunes or Spotify, go and check her out on Instagram. I want to say thank you, Jillian. I want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of the RH podcast, the #1 real estate podcast in the world. We'll see you soon.